Welcome to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder of Meldon Law, and I am here with my partner and son, Kerry Meldon. How you doing today, Kerry?
I'm glad to be here, Jeffrey. Thank you very much for having me on, and I'm looking forward to the podcast.
Yeah, this is going to be really exciting. We've got a really fantastic show today. Tom James from the Ocala Chamber of Commerce, which is called, CEP, or Ocala Metro, is our guest today. And it's going to be really exciting talking about what's going on in Marion County and all the exciting things that Meldon Law is doing in the community as well. So anyhow, we have a big game coming up here in Gainesville, probably the biggest game I can remember in, 10 years, Kerry?
It could be. I mean, I can't remember a bigger game since Urban Meyer left. Maybe, I don't know, maybe after Urban Meyer. Muschamp maybe had, I think, Alabama here once, but nothing of this magnitude. And based upon Dan Mullen's success and his ability to come close last year in the SEC championship game, I feel like this game's going to have a lot of heat.
Yeah, absolutely. And Meldon Law is giving away 2 tickets to the Alabama football game. It starts 3:30 this coming Saturday, September 18th, and we are going to blow it up. 2 tickets for the Alabama game, plus a $100 gift certificate to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, where we're broadcasting from today. So this is going to be a huge deal. I must have gotten 40 calls for this game. Tom, what's the action like in Ocala as far as talking about the Alabama Gator game?
Pretty much all anybody is talking about right now. And I think you're talking about, when was the last time we had a game this big for the Gators? Because I think the Gators are as viable right now as they have been in quite a long time, a good decade or so. And this is the best chance I think they have to really challenge old Mr. Saban and his crew, especially in a loud swamp.
I wish we had Kyle Trask, Tony, and Kyle Pitts, but you got to play the cards you're dealt.
No question, no question. He's had a great recruiting class, so he's got a lot of talent out there.
We hope so, yeah.
So anyhow, we're really excited to win 2 tickets plus a $100 gift certificate to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. All you have to do is to go on Facebook to Meldon Law and answer the question, what is Steve Spurrier's record against Nick Saban? That one, you can Google it. That's the hint. But anyhow, it's going to be a really fun contest, and we're very excited about all the action. People from all over the world are coming to Gainesville for the Gator-Alabama game. I really shouldn't say Alabama-Gator game because it's really the Gator-Alabama game, and we're hosting them, and we're looking for a big time. So when you go to the stadium, if you're lucky enough to have a seat, look for Meldon Law. We will be all over the stadium because Meldon Law is the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, and we're very proud of that and excited. So again, go to Meldon Law on Facebook, and you will see how to enter the contest to win 2 tickets to the Alabama game, plus a $100 gift certificate to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. And for those of you that haven't been to Spurrier's, it is a trip. Yeah. Not only is it a great museum, but it's a great restaurant, and we welcome everybody to come out here. It's really, really cool. So the ticket giveaway is going to be live from the Hilton Hotel, the University of Florida football team staying at the Hilton Hotel. And our good friend Jeff Cardozo from ESPN 850 AM radio is going to be hosting the Meldon Law segment of the show. And at 5 o'clock, Carrie and I are going to be out there to announce the winner of the 2 tickets and $100 gift certificate. So listen in. It's on AM 850, and it's going to be live in a big event. So anyhow, that's enough as far as Gator football. However, if you go on the Meldon Law site, you'll also see that we're giving away 6 tickets to the volleyball event with Coastal Carolina Saturday at noon at the O-Dome. So you can go see the volleyball team at noon, get out at 2, and then tailgate for an hour and a half, and then go watch the Gator game. So maybe you'll win both tickets. We're also giving away 6 tickets for the Sunday volleyball match at 1 o'clock. We're giving away a set of 4 tickets and a set of 2 tickets for both of those events. So anyhow, that's what's going on, and it's now time to introduce our good friend and a big part of what's going on in Ocala and Marion County, Tom James. How you doing today, Tom?
I'm doing terrific. Freddie and Carrie, thank you. It's an honor to be here and a pleasure to not only be on your show, but to do it in such a wonderful place like
Well,
like
actually,
Spurs.
Freddie's the proprietor, and he's
Well,
running
of
the
course,
show.
of
I'm
course.
Jeffrey. But anyhow, we are having a blast here today,
Yeah.
and I know you've been here before, haven't you?
I have. I've done the tour with Freddie and the crew, and really enjoyed the place. I can just want to maybe mention this, is that it doesn't matter how many times that you're here, Jeffrey, you always see something that you didn't notice the last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of what's so exciting about Spurriers, is there's so much to see and take in and experience.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your background as far as sports and what you've done.
Yeah, thank you for asking. I started out of college as a sports anchor, a TV sports anchor and reporter. Worked at a couple of NBC stations around the country in Charlottesville, Virginia, and then in Southwest Florida. So I was doing that for a little while, got out of the business, got back in the play-by-play and studio hosting side about 11 years ago. So I kind of do that as a freelancer these days for ESPN and the ESPN family of networks, and I kind of work the state of Florida for the most part, if you will. So it's certainly a passion of mine, and something I really enjoy. It's something that I wanted to do. That was probably the first thing that I ever wanted to do in life as a little kid, was to be Keith Jackson, really.
Well, you're still young enough.
That's right.
You never know. It
right.
just may happen. But so for a sports guy coming to a place like this, it must be a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of memories of seeing so many Gator mementos and things that you just remember, some games. You walk into any room in this place and you see, oh gosh, I remember that incredible win, and so it's a lot of fun. Very exciting.
So anyhow, we're very, very excited about everything happening in Marion County. As you know, you were at our grand opening,
Yeah.
June 16th, at our new office at 1326 South Pine Avenue, right across from Advent Hospital. And I want to thank CEP stands for what?
Okay, so we have a long name. Yes, we do. So we are the Ocala Metro CEP. So what that is the Chamber and Economic Partnership, CEP. So the full name is the Ocala Metro Chamber and Economic Partnership.
So for us dummies, it'd
Yeah.
be the Ocala Chamber of Commerce.
Pretty much, yeah. We are the result of a merger in 2012 of what is classically known as a Chamber of Commerce,
Right.
and our Economic Development Council, which most cities and towns have both entities. And coming out of the recession, things were tough. We had 14.3% unemployment in Ocala and in
So
Marion
this
County
is
at that time.
2008, 2009.
So this is coming out of that. Yeah, and at that point, I think a lot of the powers that be, a lot of our business leaders said, listen, we can either sit here and hope that something great falls out of the sky for Ocala, or we can try to effect some change in essence. And we've always been known in the past as no Ocala. So let's change that whole culture and let's merge these two entities. Let's find a great economic developer, which we did a nationwide search and found our CEO, Kevin Shealy, and he's been tremendous. And so we want to grow jobs. We want to grow wages. We want to attract business. We want to help the existing businesses grow. And so we've set lots of goals, and now in the last almost 9 years now, we've seen some great results from that. But that only happens through partnerships like ours and with all the other the businesses, small, medium, and large in the Ocala Metro.
Tom, can you talk a little bit about the industries that Ocala is attracting, especially in the last 15 years,
Yeah.
the growth has been amazing. And for those of you that haven't been to Ocala recently, it's not your grandfather's Ocala anymore.
That's true.
So why don't you just tell the listeners a little bit about what's going on in that area?
Well, so some of the names that you first might see and be aware of, if you're going I-75, so if you're coming from Gainesville, down south I-75 on the left, so on the east side of I-75, there's a 489-acre piece that first started with FedEx. Okay, we attracted FedEx. This is all distribution and logistics, really, for the most part. Then we added AutoZone, and then Chewy, and then a little company you may have heard of called Amazon has most recently moved in there. And then on down 75 a little further, Dollar Tree distribution is now, and there's
That's
many
incredible.
more. But we have felt like always that why didn't this happen earlier, and why not? Think about it.
Well, I mean,
Ocala.
you've got I-75 and the Turnpike.
Sure.
Just about 35 minutes down the road. You got I-10. You can, up
Yeah.
north. You got 301 going to Jacksonville. You can go down.
Sure.
So
441. Yeah.
440. There's
yeah.
so many 27. I mean, there are so many. It is custom made Ocala for distribution. It's all the central. It's centrally located in the state of Florida with an interstate and those great roadways running through. Ports on either side, rail, and we could go on and on. So it makes a lot of sense. The weather's great, by the way, for any business and industry moving in from, say, if it's 12 degrees in Buffalo. Well, we have a solution for that for you. So,
Well, that's really amazing because I've been practicing law in Ocala since the mid-1970s.
yes, you have.
And so I know all the oldies but goodies there.
Right.
And, I remember when I owned the Great Southern Music Hall, all the judges and lawyers would give me a call. Jeffrey, we want to come down and see Ray Charles. Or we used to, we had some of the Ali fights, and those were really exciting times.
Oh, yeah.
And Ocala was a different place 40, 50 years ago.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
And it's always been great, friendly. I love the people in Ocala. However, I think creating jobs so that everybody can earn a living wage has been really spectacular. And I know the work you've done is really
incredible.
Done some amazing things.
All the charm that Ocala as a small town has always known is very important for us to maintain, though, in many, many ways. So there's a lot of great resources that make Ocala unique. And so those are things that we definitely do not want to lose. So it's smart, efficient growth.
Okay, we have got to take a break here, but when we come back, we are going to talk about the biggest story that has happened in the Ocala metro area ever. So come back in 60 seconds, and Tom James is going to tell you about the big news in Marion County. When you're a member of the Gator Nation, you know what it means to never back down. Meldon Law has been a proud supporter of the Gator Nation since 1971. Two forces that won't back down. As the old saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. We still hear it. The sound of victory. The joy of being part of something great.
And while things may not be the same right now, we haven't gone anywhere. If you bleed orange and blue, then Meldon Law is the firm for you.
Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. That's why we call it and Friends, because we just have everybody that we know on the show. And if you would like to be a guest on Meldon Law and Friends, just give us a call at the office, 352-373-8000, and we would be glad to have your organization on and promote whatever it is that you're doing. We're a community-based law firm. We like to include everybody in our podcast. So give us a call. Again, the big news, Alabama is coming to Gainesville this Saturday, September 18th, and we have 2 great seats for the game. Plus a $100 gift certificate to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. All you have to do is go to Facebook and go under Meldon Law, and you will see how to enter the contest. And the question is, what was Steve Spurrier's record against Nick Saban? And a hint is, Nick Saban does not like the answer to that question. So anyhow, that's something coming up. And we're also giving away tickets to the Gator volleyball matches Saturday at noon against Coastal Carolina. We've got a ticket package of 4 tickets and 2 tickets. And also Sunday at 1 o'clock against Coastal Carolina. Meldon Law is the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, and we are proud and lucky to be able to score tickets for us to share with all of our listeners and viewers. We're here with Tom James from CEP, and my first question, Tom, we have a big, topic to talk about, but somebody sent in a question. They said, what the hell has happened to the Ocala Chamber of Commerce, and why is it CEP? Can you give us an answer?
Without question, and that's a great question. I'm glad people ask that, because they do still ask that. We have been the CEP now for almost 9 years, but what we did was we merged our Chamber of Commerce with our Economic Development Council. And so I had mentioned that, but what I didn't mention was that we still operate as 100% Chamber of Commerce and 100% Economic Development Council still. We're 100% of each, just under one roof. So economic development on that side is obviously a huge thing. And then the networking part, which is part of my big charge at the CEP. The networking part is really the chamber side in a classic sense. So we are still the Chamber of Commerce. We are just chamber and then some.
Tom, what's your formal title within the CEP?
I am the Director of Networking and Partner Services. So I kind of oversee most of our networking events and programs, kind of work with our upper tier partners, our executive level CEP partners, investment level partners, and also procure sponsorships for all of our different programs and events and initiatives.
And so talk a little bit about if there's a small business owner out there that may want to be involved with Marion County, either with an existing business or bring in some new business. What steps should they take to get in contact with the CEP, and what's some benefits that the CEP can do for a small, medium-sized business?
Thank you for asking. Reach out to us, first of all, 352-629-8051. Ask for anybody, because if you find anybody you find at the CEP, they will either be able to answer your question, or they will know the person that can. But we want to get businesses engaged with the CEP in Ocala to help them grow their footprint, in essence. We are all about return on investment. And I don't know, we've talked about that, and we talk about that with all of our partners. That is paramount to us. If we're not getting you a return on your investment, then we're not doing our job. So that is helping you connect with other potential business partners of your own, to network. So finding your own niche in the community and growing your business, whether you are a small mom and pop or a medium-sized, mid-sized type business, or a big corporation like the hospitals, Cone Distributing, Lockheed Martin are some of our, obviously our big partners. Whatever your size and whatever is needed for you and is important to you, that's we're here. One size fits all, in essence.
Well, that's really exciting. I know Meldon Law is very excited about our partnership with CEP. So our tease before we went to the break was what's the big news and what's the biggest thing that's happened in Marion County ever. So Tom, why don't you tell us what's going on?
Ever. Wow, ever is a mighty long time. Yes, so I know what you're referring to, and that is the World Equestrian Center, WEC, as it is known. You may have heard, not only is this Gator country, okay, but also it is the horse capital of the world, Ocala.
Wow.
It is known as the horse capital of the world. That is trademarked, and that is based in fact. We have more varying breeds of horses in Marion County than any other place on the planet, and more total number of horses individually than any other place in the United States,
Including Kentucky.
Including Kentucky, and we have 1 horse to every 4 people.
Wow.
So there's that. So all that being said, Kentucky, you think about Lexington, they might be called the thoroughbred capital of the world.
Okay.
We are, just as a distinction, the horse capital because of all the variety of breeds. So
And it makes a big difference.
Makes a
right?
big
Because,
difference.
I mean, my daughter was a hunter jumper. She used to come to hits every year, and I would go there and see that, and that's a whole different deal than thoroughbred racing.
Pasafinos and four in hand, all that. So
And there's some good thoroughbreds that come from Ocala as well.
There's no question.
I've seen them on TV, and they can kick some butt. You know,
American Pharaoh, you may have heard, was
absolutely.
So, the World Equestrian Center is a monumental game changer for Ocala. Yes, it is an eventing mecca that has been built and is continuing to be built in the sort of the western edge of Marion County, off of if you know Ocala, between Highway 27 and Highway 40, and it at some point I'm going to imagine that it will take up that entire space. It is owned by the Roberts family, and who also owns Golden Ocala, and are in trucking. But
I think they only have 30,000 trucks on the road.
Yeah, just a few. Just a few.
And they started with 1 truck, by the way.
They started with 1 truck. They've done it organically from the ground up, no question.
Yeah.
So it has become a real go-to for all of that, and it really lends itself, Ocala, to have all those varying breeds, to have this eventing space. Is kind of a natural, and they have invested the money to do this, and so it will be a go-to for not only around the state, around the country, but around the world. But in addition to that, I think what is also very important about the World Equestrian Center is that it will lend itself to many other things in addition to just horses and equine and those types of events.
Give some examples. Like, has there been any festivals going on there?
So there's a wine festival. There's festivals going on all the time in different of their arenas. There will be concerts, a growing number of those. I think that ultimately will happen there, and sporting events as well. It's set up for those types of things. Sporting events outside of equine. So they're adding 9 holes to the golf course. There's already a hotel open and more hotels coming.
So what golf course are they adding holes
Golden
to?
Ocala.
That's incredible.
Golden Ocala is adding another 9, which would be its third 9 holes, and it is just adjacent, I guess as the crow flies, west of the World Equestrian Center. So it's right there.
And for those listeners out there that don't know about Golden Ocala, it's one of the more special golf courses in north central Florida.
Yeah.
They actually have a LPGA tournament, a professional tournament
they
host.
Yes. Yeah. And Also, I have a new member. May have heard of Louis Oosthuizen if you're a golfer. If
He's
you're a golfer.
okay.
He
He's
is
not too shabby,
Not
right?
too shabby.
Yeah.
Not too shabby. Came in second at the U.S. Open and
the PGA, I think.
Yep. And he had a great year and obviously a former major winner. So great guy. He is now a member there as
That's
well.
awesome.
So he is relocated to Ocala.
Yeah, I understand it had to do with his wife's desire to be near the horse capital of the world.
That is absolutely true. She's very involved in that. But he had moved up from South Florida. He loves to be out in the country, and so he's got his tractor and a lot of horses. So
He's from South Africa, so he likes
correct.
the terrain. you
that's
know?
right. That's right.
And you have a lot of terrain in Ocala. And going back to the World Equestrian Center, I've heard it described as the Taj Mahal of North Central Florida. It's a wonder to be seen in person.
Yes. Like Spurrier's, I would consider the Taj Mahal of all sports-based restaurants. Okay, no question.
I concur.
It
yes.
is that. It
Yeah.
is that. I think without question, the World Equestrian Center would fit that description in the horse and equine world.
You have to
without question.
see it to really understand the majesty of it.
You can, Kerry. You can go on the website. You can look at the pictures, read about it, watch the videos, and they will blow you away. But they will still not completely tell the story until you see it with your own two eyes. It will blow you away.
Can
Tom,
people go there during the week? I mean, is it only open for certain events? I mean, how does it work during the week?
There's plenty to do at the World Equestrian Center. There are restaurants. There's a 5-star restaurant. There are sports bar, more casual restaurants. There's lots of shops and more casual restaurants along with those shops. There's always something you can just go and browse and be a part of, kind of that equine feel. But there's always something going on. There's very often some type of equine event happening while you're there. So you'll experience that.
We're getting near the end of the show. I just want to tell our listeners that I went, Meldon Law was a sponsor for the wine I think it was called Wine and Food Festival or something like that. And
Right.
it was incredible. The arena there is, I guess, designed for multi-purposes.
Sure.
So it could have a horse show, it could have an event, it could probably have a concert, it could do this, that. It's huge, but there must be 30 or 40 buildings already on the property.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to become the Disney World of the horse, for horse people. It's going to become where everybody in the world wants to come to Ocala to see what's going on at the World Equestrian Center, because it is that big and that amazing.
I think that's a great description, the Disney World of equine. Yes.
So anyhow, we have been here with Tom James, who's with the Ocala Chamber of Commerce, now called CEP. And Tom, I want to tell you how much Meldon Law appreciates our partnership.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Back
at you.
We really,
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
you
Pleasure.
know, one of the things that we like to say at Meldon Law is, we're not just your lawyer, we're part of the community. And I know you've helped numerous businesses grow and get their start, and it's really exciting. Just driving down I-75 and all of a sudden, see, Amazon's there.
Yeah.
You've got Federal Express there, and now we got Chewy. That's for dog and cat people, or I guess they do any kind of a pet. And so I want to congratulate you, your team, and everybody that works with CEP for doing an amazing job. And it really makes Ocala a better place to live.
It means a lot to me. We're excited to have your new location there. I'm an Ocala native, third generation, so it's a very special place to me. With the growth, we talked about having efficient, good growth, growing jobs, but we don't want to lose our charm. We want to keep being the horse capital of the world and our springs and all the natural resources that are so great there, and the small town charm downtown. That's all important to us, so we want to make it the best of all worlds.
Well, thank you very much, Tom. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and we will be back on Meldon Law and Friends with our great guest, Ron DeFilippo, coming up.
When you're a member of the Gator Nation, you know what it means to never back down. Meldon Law has been a proud supporter of the Gator Nation since 1971. Two forces that won't back down. As the old saying goes, if you can't beat 'em, join 'em.
The Meldon Law Firm from the beginning has been built on giving back to the community. I enjoy coming to work as much today as I did in 1971 when I opened my practice. I don't look at this as a job, I look at it as serving other people. While we're alive, what better feeling can you achieve than knowing that you've helped other people and thereby you enrich your own life?
The Gator Nation will be the first to tell you that in all kinds of weather, we all stick together, which is why Meldon Law is honored to be the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. We hope you never find yourself the victim of a serious accident, but if you do, our team is here for you. Gators won't back down from a fight, and neither do we.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe this. Look what you have done to my truck.
Excuse me, it's your fault, it's not my fault.
Yes, it is your
No,
fault.
it's not,
I am
it's
calling
not.
Jeffrey Meldon from Meldon Law.
So I'm gonna call Jeffrey, my husband.
Meldon Law, this is Jeffrey speaking.
Jeffrey!
This crazy lady here, this crazy lady here might...
New client?
Yes, but this one might be a little tricky.
Being a client of Meldon Law was special because I felt like I was really being listened to and I felt welcome by the entire staff. If I were in a situation where I needed legal advice and help, I would absolutely reach out to Jeffrey because his reputation alone speaks for itself. But on a personal level, I know that he would take care of me and help me solve those problems, and I would feel safe with him.
We still hear it. The sound of victory. The joy of being part of something great. And while things may not be the same right now, we haven't gone anywhere. If you bleed orange and blue, then Meldon Law is the firm for you.
Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder of Meldon Law. I'm here with my law partner and son, Kerry Meldon, as well as our good friend, Ron DeFilippo. And we have some exciting news. We've got Alabama coming to town this Saturday at 3:30. It's a huge game, and Meldon Law has scored 2 great tickets for the game, plus a $100 gift certificate to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, where we are broadcasting today. And all you have to do is go to our Facebook page, Meldon Law, and you can enter the contest. You have to answer the question, what is Steve Spurrier's record against Nick Saban? And if you want to Google it before you go to our page, that's fine. I understand that Google is blowing up, and so is Facebook with regard to this contest. So it's pretty cool. We're going to have 2 great seats. We're going to announce it on ESPN Radio 850 this Friday at 5 o'clock on the Jeff Cardozo show from the Hilton Hotel, where the Gators Gators football are staying. For those of you that don't know, the Gators stay at the Hilton Hotel before their home games in order to kind of control everybody and keep their mind focused on the game. I guess in the past when they didn't do that, some of the guys would stray around and get here and there. So anyhow, now the coach is smart enough to say, okay, guys, we're going to go get together, have a team dinner, and we are going to be focused on winning that game. So it's huge. Anyhow, biggest game probably since Urban Meyer's been here. So let's support our Florida Gators. And Meldon Law is the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. We're very proud of that, and we want to let everybody know that that's how we score our tickets. And also, we scored tickets for volleyball against Coastal Carolina Saturday at 1 and Sunday. Saturday is at 12, Sunday is at 1. Just go to our Facebook page, Meldon Law. You can get a set of 4 or 6 tickets for both games on Saturday and on Sunday. So we're very excited about all the energy that's going on in Gainesville. I want to introduce our guest now, Ron DeFilippo, who is the former owner of the Swamp Restaurant. And Ron, I'll bet you're really heartsick that you don't have the Swamp open this year for the Alabama game.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
What kind of gross could you have done on this weekend, man?
Oh my God, it was beyond phenomenal. My highest grossing game at the Swamp was when Steve Spurrier, of course, was coaching here and Miami played here. And that weekend was almost $500,000.
Wow.
It was pretty wild. And
Wow.
those were, different times and different products and also different energy, But this game will be huge in Gainesville. It's unfortunate there's so much construction in and around the area for parking and convenience, and also being able to tailgate and enjoy the community that surrounds the stadium there.
But there will be open container
Right.
throughout Gainesville, which is a kind of a new thing that's going on. I think City Commission's talking about peeling that, or kind of retracting that opportunity. But for at least this weekend, there'll be open containers. That's a little bit different than the past.
It is, and the thing that's really happened with that is that people from out of town don't really know that you can't do it.
Right.
Particularly like
Right.
LSU fans, because if you don't have a drink in your hand when you're walking around in Louisiana, they'll give you a ticket.
I had a client about 7 or 8 years ago that got arrested from out of state that was here as a visitor, and he had open container, and the cops brought him into the station. And they're thinking, what the heck is going on?
Yeah. I think they've eased up on that. I think Spurriers will probably do great out here. A lot of people come from out of town that want to enjoy this new facility that they built out here. In addition, the game will be huge.
As a restaurateur, what do you think about this establishment?
It's amazing. Freddie's done a great job out here, and it's phenomenal. The furniture, the place settings, the food, everything they've gone.
Have you seen
to
the
extreme.
kitchen out here?
I just got a tour of the kitchen. I ate here when they were doing Friends and Family, and it was phenomenal. And it's a different time now with COVID. They're having trouble probably staffing and getting people on a regular basis. But I knew 2 people since I walked in here that are from the restaurant business that worked at other places that are very, very competent and very, very good people. And Freddie, I think, is extremely competent and knows what he's doing.
It's amazing because when Ron started the Swamp Restaurant, he had a kitchen that was the size of a small toilet.
It was like fighting in a phone booth.
It was amazing, and he kept figuring out ways as his gross volume kept growing and growing. You figured out ways to.
I remodeled that thing about 10 times in 20 years.
Wow!
And it worked out really well, and we learned to accommodate our customers, as these guys will do out here. This is a little bit more of a destination, but the community's ready for it.
Well, actually, the Swamp Restaurant, for those of you that don't know, was in existence for what, 26 years?
25.
And when did it start?
Started in 1994.
So 1994 until 1999, right? Is that when you closed up, or is it 2000?
2000.
Okay, anyhow. So Ron says 25 years. I give him one more year. But anyhow, so the Swamp Restaurant was an institution in Gainesville. And for those of you that have been here a long time, there's many restaurants that we fall in love with. And We think that the Swamp is on that list. You know, Leonardo 706 is on that list. Dragonfly is on that list. And certainly Spurrier's Gridiron Grill will be added to that list as people are able to get out here and see what's going on.
It's a new
pretty
generation.
cool.
In fact, as a matter of fact, I think Kerry might have had his first cocktail at the Swamp.
A lot of cocktails, maybe not my first, but for those listeners that don't know this, I was probably, was it 94 when it opened?
Yeah.
So I was like 16, 17 years old. I may have snuck a few things here and there, but Ron was always very protective of Jeffrey's kids and the other family friends. And I remember when I was a kid, Ron would play basketball with me and kick my ass. He did not take it easy, but you were a good baller. You can shoot back in the day.
I couldn't play tennis with you.
But you could play basketball.
Ron was one of these guys who could have been a great college ball player, and actually you played a little bit at the University of Florida,
Well,
didn't
I
you?
was just on a practice team, but it.
There's a fly in the room.
Yeah.
If you see us going like this, it's all fly based. We're not going insane yet. It's just it's the fly.
I came here to promote my new.
Oh yeah, that's
facility.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
We're not
So
here to talk
anyhow,
about the Gators.
so Ron DeFilippo, he has done some amazing things in the restaurant business, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, he says, "Guess what I'm doing? I'm going back into the restaurant business with a new place." Ron, will you tell us about what's going on in Gainesville, Florida, with Ron DeFilippo and the restaurant business?
Well, thanks for asking. I have bought Max Drive-Thru. It's an existing business since 1987. It's on the west side of town, but really the east side of town, Main Street and 10th Avenue, over by the old Publix. And it's been there for 34 years. A gentleman by the name of Glenn McMillan started it. He had Sandwich Inn originally and sold it and then built this place for his sons. His two sons have run it, John and Ken, for the last 34 years. And it's an amazing product. It's a very, very simple operation. And they do a tremendous job of putting a very, very fresh product in the hands of the people driving through.
You don't get a better burger than at Max. And I say that honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been going there for years, and I said, this thing needs to be able to be a household name in Gainesville, and it needs to be in other locations in town. I don't want to cannibalize it, but I think I can add a couple more locations, maybe get on campus and do something along those lines. And my aspirations are to learn it the way I've learned my restaurant business, expand it, not too great. And I also think in this day and age, drive up and walk up windows are so much easier and better. I know this restaurant here is beautiful and we love to go out and have a nice dinner every now and then. But as far as casual dining goes and casual eating, get yourself a inexpensive product that's very, very good and doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to do it.
No.
Take it home or eat it in the car.
Ron, I have a quick question. I want to talk about the menu, what you're going to do with that. But every time I'm there, it's absolutely busy. Like there's always people wanting a burger. Is that, how are you managing all of the popularity of this great place?
The consistency is amazing to the dollar and daily. He's only open 4 days a week from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We have to turn people away after that. He has a small facility, and the basic problem is he runs out of product. It's fresh every day. His burgers are fresh, his buns, his vegetables. There's only 3. Lettuce, tomato, and onion. And it's sliced and prepared.
What about
They're placed
fries?
The French fries are excellent.
That counts as a vegetable too, right?
Cheeseburger.
Yes.
But in this place, there's probably a list that he has to go through every day for vegetables, probably about 3 pages. I have 3. It's a very, very simple menu. There's, of course, no alcohol involved. There's just, he does crushed ice really well.
Yeah, the root beer is great there.
The simplest stuff. I drink the orange soda. You like the root beer?
I like the root beer, and I love the fish sandwich. There is a great sandwich too for those who don't have
fish sandwich,
meat.
a chicken sandwich, and a burger.
Right.
I got to break in here. We're going to take a break on Meldon Law and Friends and be back with Ron DeFilippo in 60 seconds.
The Gator Nation will be the first to tell you that in all kinds of weather, we all stick together, which is why Meldon Law is honored to be the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. We hope you never find yourself the victim of a serious accident, but if you do, our team is here for you. Gators won't back down from a fight, and neither do we. When you're a member of the Gator Nation, you know what it means to never back down. Meldon Law has been a proud supporter of the Gator Nation since 1971. Two forces that won't back down. As the old saying goes, if you can't beat 'em, join 'em.
Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder of Meldon Law, and I'm here with my partner and co-host and son, Carrie Meldon, and we're also with our good friend and restaurant proprietor, Ron DeFilippo. How you doing today, Ron?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me, Jeffrey. It's a thrill and an honor to be sitting next to you. You've done.
They're
you've done
such good
amazing
friends. I don't know
stuff.
if he's being, you know.
No.
No.
Yeah,
Ron, we go way
is-
back.
Jeffrey has been a huge supporter of me. You're probably having a problem this year because you can't put your people for the parade in
Yeah.
place, do you?
Well, we actually are exploring the idea of maybe putting a float in the parade this year, since we don't have any. We used to go to the front lawn of the Swamp Restaurant for the. It was like a tradition for almost 25 years. Everybody from Meldon Law would have a big party on the front lawn. Ron was gracious enough to give us front row seats, and what a great time! I mean, everybody looked forward to it. So this is the first year. We're going to have to figure out what the hell we can do without having the front lawn of the swamp, because the swamp, as many of you know, is being torn down to build a 112-story building or something like that. I don't know. It's a big-ass building.
It's a lot of construction, like Ron was saying. It's,
Yeah.
something's going on over there.
Yeah, but anyhow, it's a good location. University of Florida is a huge deal, and they're right across the street from the University of Florida. So anyhow, we're very excited. Mr. Fly has joined
I
us
know,
here today.
We
And,
keep going like this. He hasn't left the building yet. He's on Ron's mic. now.
Our
Yeah.
producer, Freddie Weeby, had the fly swatter out just a few minutes ago trying to track down this fly.
got it here, in case he
here's
comes
the
at
fly
me,
swatter.
yeah.
So
We'll put him
we're
on.
going to get Mr. Fly here. However, we're talking about Mac's Drive-Thru Restaurant, which Ron just purchased. He had owned the Swamp Restaurant for 25 years. Ron, can you tell us what makes Mac's Drive-Thru unique, in your opinion?
The product. I mean, it's been there for 35 years. I think that their numbers from tax returns that I reviewed before I was buying it have really escalated every year, as the Swamp did. And we did it. So they do a better job at what they're doing, but the product is amazing. He's selected a 3.5-ounce burger. It's not overpowering. It's not underpowering. The rolls are excellent, freshly made every day, and everything's very, very fresh. And it's delivered to your curbside pickup at hot and fresh and biodegradable bags and all the
beautiful
other stuff.
plastic wrap. It's really good.
It's from an era that we grew up with, Jeffrey. And of course, your son experienced that place for years. But basically, fast food guys do things a little bit differently. And
Yeah, how do you differentiate it between McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's and all those places?
I think the whole thing, well, they have timers and those things, and they have their own systems in place. But the freshness, they have frozen burgers, we have fresh, and it's semantics. But when you eat something that's made fresh and it's hot and delivered to you as your mother would at your dinner table, it impacts you. And if you're going to have a burger, I know a lot of people don't even eat burgers. I'm probably going to add a veggie burger eventually to the thing, only because of the generation we're growing up in.
Well, not only that, you're in the hipster area there.
Exactly. I'm sure I'm going to have to modify my menu somewhat, but the menu's been the same for, I'd have to say 15 years. They
Yeah.
make 7 items.
So what
French
are the
fries.
items on
Yeah,
the
let's
menu?
hear the items.
The items are, they do a hamburger, a cheeseburger, a double hamburger, or a double cheeseburger. So that's 4.
Okay.
All right. A fish sandwich, a chicken sandwich, and they do a roast beef or a ham.
The ham is good too. I've had that.
Yeah, the ham is very good. They put it on the same
I hope the
buns.
rabbi isn't listening today. But
He'll be in trouble for that.
Yes.
But and they grill it on the same grill, and they do it. And the French fries are in a batter. The swamp was really funny. I had a very small kitchen when I did it, and you would put French fries into your a batter that you deep fryers, and you would also put wings in there. So the flavors kind of got mixed a little too much, you know. And when I wasn't as busy, we managed it a little bit better. But when we got busier, nobody managed anything. It was a fight.
has there been any changes as of now, or is it exactly the same hours? I remember, is it cash only? Is that correct?
Cash only.
Okay.
I'll change that eventually. There's all new products out there that don't tie you to banks that, you know, charge you those big fees. And, you know, when you buy something, it's 3 or 4%.
Right.
And in addition to that, there's you know, I took a couple checks last week. Who read the check? $18,
That's
as a
so
matter of fact.
funny. So Max still accepts personal checks. I'm not
No,
sure if Ron
don't
wants
They'll probably bounce. It'll cost me $20. For $18 worth of checks, I'll probably have $60 worth.
Hey,
of
that's what was that?
fun.
3 double bacon cheeseburgers. You know.
But you know, it's hard to get big orders in there, and they if it gets busy, it takes the phone off the hook. You know, and the thing is, you need to call in orders. You need to be able to have a lane where you can pull over and you can bring out. You know, say your office wanted to order something and it came out and did it. You have one flat grill, and you know it's space and timing and tempo and all those things, and it's like a symphony in there. They got 6 or 8 people that are doing it, and they flow really nice together. It's like a championship team. You know?
Yeah.
They all have to play.
It's
their
so
positions.
turnkey. I mean, you really just own it, and now you
I
can
didn't
just.
do anything. I just walked in. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
incredible.
Ron-
That's
Ron
the way to
told-
do it. You don't mess up a winning product, right?
I can't.
Yeah.
To even say I'm going to, you know, put in credit cards and stuff, that would dilute them. They have a cash register there that, you know, instead of having a program to hamburger, they have a program to 219. So they, you know, that whole process slows everything down.
Right.
But I don't know if they're really interested in speeding it up, and that's something I'm going to have to. I don't know who my customer is. I think I do. I have to study my customer. I have to study the timing and tempo and all those things, and it'll take me probably the rest of my life to figure it out. But I'm hoping to do it by the first of the year.
I
Well,
think you'll
you
figure
know,
it out.
it's interesting because, you know, I remember you were started leather luggage, okay? And then, you know, there was, you know, the swamp, the Silver
Silver
Cube,
Cube.
Harmonica
right?
Joe's.
Harmonica Joe's, and then Lulu's over in Ormond Beach. And then you had the place by the airport out in, you know,
Skyline, yeah.
Skyline by the. So what's different as far as you know, going into a new a business that's actually already successful in making money?
It's very strange. The fact is that I was always struggling to get, you know, my revenues and doing them and stuff. But this thing just has, it's pretty simple. It's very simple, and I'm fascinated by it. And I'm also fascinated, COVID and all these other things, where I don't have to, you know, really interact that much with people, only through a microphone or hand you something or a walk-up business. And I think there's a lot more there than doing, you know, the sit-down restaurants and all the other things. There's too many moving parts. I'm a little bit older. I wouldn't take this on. Jeffrey's kind of reinvented himself in the last few years, and he's an inspiration to me.
Well, Ron, you guys are young bucks. I mean, I'm telling you, with the health advances that's going on, I would be shocked if Jeffrey's not still running the business when he's 100 years old.
Oh.
And I say that with complete
I'm going to
sincerity.
be his driver.
Okay, so you got the same, but you got
No,
the same type of mentality where you guys are young at heart. You got another 25, 30
We
years
like
left.
to work,
Yeah.
and we like to see things, and we like to make them better than we found them. leave you better than we found
Well,
you. You know?
appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I always tell people is when you're an entrepreneur, the word retirement is not in your vocabulary, right? I
Right,
mean,
exactly.
you have fun, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go to work if it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
But,
So that's one of the things I want to share with our listeners is that, Ron and myself, we're of an older generation, Carrie's of a younger generation, but we all really go to work. I feel blessed because we're able to help people in our law firm make their lives better. And what greater reward can you have to go to work, enjoy what you do, help people out. We had a mediation today, and we got enough money for a woman to pay off her land and pay off her home, and be able to move on from her injuries and feel like Meldon Law helped her improve her life. So that's pretty darn cool, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a great honor and privilege, and I think Ron has been, you've changed so many people's lives, and you know that. You have, I mean, probably people reach out to you now, especially more than ever, saying, "Where the hell am I supposed to go when I come back in town?" Right? And you're like, "I don't know. Come to
Max
Spurrier.
drive-thru.
Yeah, come to
Yeah,
Max.
come to
and say,
Max.
I don't know."
The thing
Yeah.
is also, at our age and what we're doing it more for the people that are around us. And the thing is, I can't say I don't want to make any money, but I want to improve people's lives that work for me. I want to make sure they earn a living wage. I want the community to understand it's better to go and be with locals and do the stuff and enhance them if they've got a great product, as you guys do, as with your law firm, and my product at the burger level.
I do want to say something. Lauren DeFilippo, who's Ron's wonderful, intelligent daughter, we had the pleasure of actually being the first law firm, I think the only law firm she's ever filmed commercials for, and they're still my favorite
first and last.
commercials. Yeah, the first and last. But we still have the commercials on our website, and they were so well done. I feel like they're the most artistic, professional commercials, and it was. I really appreciate you letting her do that for us, because I know it was beneath her skill set, but it was a great opportunity for us to be able to work with Lauren and see what's going through her mind, and it was. I thought it was. I just was really amazed, and I admire her a great bit.
She had a good education. She's decent film. She's still doing it, as a matter of fact. And I have to say that we're proud of our children, and I'm proud of you for following, not necessarily in your father's footsteps, but taking him to a higher level. He's the one that told me that you want to do all this podcasts and everything.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's 100%. Jeffrey doesn't want to be in front of the camera, But thank you, Ron. I do appreciate
I am
the
proud of
compliment.
you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Ron's daughter graduated from Stanford Film
Wow, yeah.
School, got a PhD,
Incredible.
and now she's a filmmaker and does incredible work. And she's
so
up in New York right now. And
I'm going there tomorrow. She's
Yeah,
had
living
a little
in-
baby, 5 months old.
Can't believe it. Congratulations.
So
Grandma.
Ron and I, we had to wait a long time to have grandchildren. Carrie's younger sister, Jessica,
Yeah.
has had 3 kids in 5 years. So Carrie is off the hot
Let's
seat.
not give her the Jewish guilt right here.
So anyhow, we're really excited that Ron DeFilippo is our guest today. We're excited about his new project with Max Drive-Thru. So it's out on it's 10th Avenue and
Main
North
Street.
Main Street.
Pretty
There's
much.
a public shopping center right there for those of you that know where
It's
was
right behind
called-
the Zaxby's.
Yeah, the Gainesville Shopping Center was the first big shopping center in Gainesville before downtown was king. And so go out there sometime and
Tuesday
check
through
it out.
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday.
10 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Closed on the weekends.
Cash only,
Cash
or
only.
no personal checks.
Unless you know Ron and the check's below $20, he'll roll with you.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to wrap up the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So anyhow, Alabama tickets. Meldon Law is giving away 2 free tickets, $100 gift certificate to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Go to Meldon Law Facebook page, and we're going to announce the winner this coming Friday at 5 p.m. on the ESPN 8:50 a.m. show with Jeff Cardoza from the Hilton Hotel. It's going to be a big deal, so Let's say a little prayer for the Gators, and what do we say at the end of every Meldon Law radio show?
Go.
Go
Gators!
Gators!